Welcome back to Breaking Waves Sailing, a channel about Ben and Alie and their adventures sailing the world in search of surf waves. After buying an 80s-era sailboat and spending 4 years fixing her up and learning to sail around Vancouver Island, we have just accomplished one of the biggest dreams of our lives and sailed 3,000 miles all the way across the Pacific Ocean. In this week's episode, French Polynesia provides as we navigate some of the Tuamotu's trickiest reef passes.
And this current is no joke in here though.
Land a monster of a fish. And have our dreams come together to find the perfect surf wave.
This is literally my dream come true.
Oh my.
Hit subscribe if you haven't already because you do not want to miss out on the adventures of Breaking Waves Sailing.
Good morning, guys. We are off today. Unfortunately, I do really like it here in Raoria and I wish I could stay longer, but there's swell coming. So we gotta skedaddle. We got to get ahead of it, but also Ben really wants to surf it. It is blowing about, it's supposed to be 15 to 25. Right now it's showing up as 18. We're seeing 18 to 22 pretty steady. And it should be like a broad reach up until the end, which is going to be a beam hopefully. But you know, once you're out there, you never know. So we have packed up the boat and we are going to go chase some breaking waves.
Okay, so we're following our track out of here, saved on avionics, so we can be relatively confident that we shouldn't hit any bombies because we're going exactly the way we came in, and we didn't hit any bombies on the way in. Not a lot of sun in the sky, and it's windy, so they're kind of hard to see anyway, so luckily we have this track saved. Otherwise I wouldn't feel all that great about leaving in these conditions. But yeah, blowing 22, 23. I think that's about as much wind as we'll see. It's meant to be getting lighter as the next couple of days go on. I think as early as this afternoon, it should lighten up a little bit, maybe down to like 18 steady. And once we get going sailing downwind, our apparent should be like 15, so that should be actually really nice, as long as the sea state isn't too wild out there. So we'll see. Plan B is to pull into another atoll instead of going, we got like 36 hours to go. But if it's going rough, then we'll pull into the nearest easy atoll to get into. There's a couple options on the way. So maybe we won't spend the night at sea if it's too rough. But I don't know, I'm optimistic. It'll be a fun sail. Maybe a speedy one. Bye, Calico. Might not see Calico for a while. Might be on different paths now for a bit.
Yeah, for like a week or so. That's fine.
Yeah.
We'll catch up with them again.
Could be longer though, depending on what shakes out.
Okay.
Could end up being Tahiti. That's okay. Alie and I, we like our alone time. Like obviously they're good friends of ours, but we also like to be on our own and sort of feeling like we're discovering things on our own. And so it'd be nice to just sort of get off on our own path for a little bit, and we'll see them when we see them. About time we get a fish. We lost one on the way down from Marquesas. So we haven't had a fish since we caught a wahoo on the crossing from Mexico. So we need to put something in the freezers. Allie's gonna get the gear rigged up. So we got to the pass here at Raoria, and it's looking perfect. We nailed the timing. We're just a little bit past high tide slack. And I don't see any standing waves. I don't even see any like rapids. So I think we got a really good opportunity here to punch through.
Damn, this pass would be such a beautiful spot to dive. It does seem pretty deep, which is nice. Less worried about the boat when it's like 40 feet between the top of the bommy or the top of the reef. So that's good. Makes me feel better. Made it through. And the wind is beautiful out here. I'm glad we didn't chicken out.
Allieism.
Did you get it working?
Okay.
Did you get the vane working?
Veins up, fishing rod, or hand line in the water, fishing line about to go in. We're going with one floating line and one diving line.
Okay.
So we're about a half a day or so into this passage. Maybe a quarter of a day actually. Quarter of a 24-hour day. It's been a bit slow going. We're getting like 10 true right now. Downwind. That's okay. We got Big Blue out pulling us along. And sea state's not too bad. So the only concern really is that with the passes and the timing of the passes, we might not get to where we're trying to get to by before sunset. So then we'd have to probably, well actually apparently you can anchor outside of that pass. But there also might be a big surf wave, which might be kind of not a great time to anchor there. So I don't know. But either way, a little bit slower going than expected, but nice passage. Love that big old blue behind us, pulling us along. So guys, we're about 24 hours out from potentially being anchored off of like a world-class reef break with, I would have to guess, not very many people at it. Like probably maximum 10, but maybe even like 2 or 3 or none even. I don't know. Like currently Chopu has it's day 2 of the WSL event, World Surf League event. Chopu is in Tahiti, which isn't that far from where we are. And I was just looking at the webcam and it is macking over there. So in all likelihood, from what I've researched, where we're headed now should be okay. Should be really good actually. Potentially like the best wave I've ever surfed. And it's a left, which is sick. You know, I'm obviously not a great surfer. I learned how to surf about 10 years ago in my mid-20s. No experience with this level of wave. If it's big and gnarly, then I'll be out of my element. But I know I can probably hang on the shoulder and get some shoulder rides, and I'm sure I'll be able to get something. But I wouldn't be lying. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't a little bit nervous. Like I don't want this dream to come together and then for me just to sit on the sidelines because I'm not skilled enough to ride this wave. You know, the only way to learn how to ride a wave like this is to go out and do it. It might be nice if it was like, you know, 3 to 5 foot in the forecast instead of 8 to 12, double overhead. But either way, can't complain. This journey has always been about this, you know, like it's been a lot of fun along the way and there's been a lot of cool things we've seen and done along the way. But when you boil it down to it, in about 24 hours, we're going to be in the place, we're going to be in position to achieve the dream. It's exciting. I'm nervous, but excited. How's your passage going so far?
It's good. It's a lot slower than I thought it would be, which isn't a bad thing. But this morning, I think I was telling you guys we were expecting like 15 to 25 knots. We're currently getting 10 true. Just have the coat out and are kind of like rolling back and forth a bit.
We're getting pretty good speed now. They're like chill. 5.5, 6 knots.
Got a good nap in and just reading a book with 2 lines out, waiting for the fish to bite.
Yeah, where are the fish? By our lures. Because we got this slower start and we're wondering if we can make it to our planned destination by sunset tomorrow night, 24 hours from now. We're debating, we're going to swing by another atoll, a pass, tonight around 1 a.m. And if this south swell right now is big enough to have surf waves on a northwest pass, it's wrapping in there, then we might just pull in there for the night. I was looking at it online, and the pass looks pretty manageable even at night. Once you get inside, there's an anchorage right there, and it doesn't look like there's a lot of bombings or anything. So we might change directions, but only if we see waves there. And it'd be kind of hard to tell at night, but we'll be able to hear them. If they're big enough, we'll be able to hear them, and with the moonlight, you should be able to see them. But yeah, just sort of adjusting our plans a bit based on going a little slower. But I mean, I think it's lovely out right now. We're just cruising along with just the big blue sail up, and Bane is steering us, no problem. Sea state's nice. The weather is actually, the temperature of the air is starting to cool down a bit, as we're now at 16 degrees south, so 16 degrees off the equator, back into like just nice temperatures. Yeah, I think it's a beautiful, lovely sail. Can't wait to get where we're going, but in the meantime, it's quite enjoyable. I don't know what it is about being on passage, but I literally never eat these things. Except when on passage, something comforting about them, I don't know. They're super easy. They're obviously not very good for you, but they're convenient, and I don't know, it's like a comfort food, but only while I'm sailing. I really just wanted to show off our glowing cockpit.
A-grade. A-grade twinks.
Great twinks.
A-grade twinks.
Great stapling.
Okay.
Great staple job.
Thank you.
So we're still on I go to bed pretty much at sunset, which is now 6 p.m. where we are. Alie stays up. We used to do 4-hour shifts and 2 each throughout the evening. But now Alie just stays up till either midnight or like 1 and then gets me up. And I stay up until she gets up the next day, whenever that is. So we really broke it into just really 2 night shifts is really all we do. During the day, I feel like I'm just sort of like always kind of primary captain, but then I'll go for like a nap and it's like, hey Alie, make sure we don't hit a rock or something. But that's what we've evolved to. It's just daytime's pretty chill. I kind of am mostly responsible for navigation, and then nighttime I go to bed early, sleep for like 6 hours. Alie stays up, and then we swap, and that's it. So pretty simple, really.
Yeah, I like it better this way. I found the hardest part was going to bed for 4 hours and then waking up. That waking up after only 4 hours of sleep was just like the hardest thing ever. So I would rather stay up later. So we kind of broke it into like 6-hour shifts, and yeah, like Ben said, during the day he's always the one that's like tweaking the sails and fiddling with things, and unless I'm told to sail the boat, like I just let him.
You wouldn't even know where we're going half the time during the day.
Because you're so like attentive that I know that I don't need to be. I'm a passenger princess.
It's also different, like we're out here in the middle of the ocean. There's never anything around. There's hardly anything ever to worry about. So it's okay to have these longer night shifts where you, like, I definitely sleep sometimes, not off for a little bit. Set my alarms and everything, but just out here, you don't have to be as sharp at night as you do in other scenarios where I think a 4-hour shift is kind of necessary to be able to stay sharp at like 3 or 4 in the morning kind of thing. Or if you did the 2 to 6 a.m., like you better go to bed and get the next person on watch from 6 a.m. till 10 a.m. or whatever. So out here it's a little bit different and honestly way easier.
Yeah, yes. I remember Mexico, like off the coast of Baja, dodging crab pods, and we picked a crab pod up on our keel, like
fishing boats
that weren't on AIS, and just constant, and like wind shifts because you had the land that's bouncing around and creating vacuums and stuff. So, but out here it's crazy. It's almost like easier out here.
It's definitely easier out here. And for sure, it's easier.
The things that are
especially in the trades too. Like the trades are like, how nice is this? This is just cruisy as F. Crazy as F, mate. Okay, noodle time. Good night.
Noodle.
Noodle. How's
Noodle.
your nudes?
Good.
You like your nudes?
I love my nudes.
Oh.
So after the Code D episode that we did, Ben and I posted our review of it on Patreon, and Ben said that on all future boats going forward he'll have this sail, and I remember him saying that and me being like, oh, that's kind of a big statement, but I think I agree, and I think I agree because of this sail tack. This double head sail. When we go wing on wing, the boat is kind of, each sail is fighting for dominance. So it makes your boat like this, like really, really hectic rolling. It feels like you're getting slammed on the beam by waves when there aren't any waves. I say this. Woo! But, you just switch to a double head sail setup like this, and instead the boat is being pulled along, and it is so much smoother and so much calmer. And this is the reason why I woke up this morning and thought that we were stopped. I was like, are we there already? But yeah, not to mention, it's beautiful. Big pulled out Genoa. Big blue. Bird got at Big Blue. Stupid boobies. Yeah, I just can't believe that this is the Pacific Ocean. It's a lake! It is a lake out here! Also, there's no fish and we haven't seen a single whale. I kept saying that it was a water desert on the passage because I'm like, there's nothing out here. Where are the fish? Where are the whales? All I see are boobies. And that's like literally the last thing I want to see out here. All they do is poop all over my boat. Passage life. Something wild, that's for sure. Yes! We got a fish! We got a fish! Oh, baby! That was a huge jump! I think it's a Dorado. I don't know. Just let's get it in the boat. You want me to roll in the hand line?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think this reel's gonna handle this.
Oh my god, look at it jump!
I think it's too big.
Oh! Whoa! It's a
huge.
Dorado, Ben! Bring it in! Bring it in!
Okay, you gotta get this hand
It's a
line.
Dorado! Okay. Guys, I think it's a Dorado. I think it's my dream fish. It might be too big for a reel, Ben says, but we're gonna do the best we can.
It's a big fish.
It's a big fish. It was jumping and I was like, that's a Bruce.
Man, I was just about to say something. I noticed there's a bunch of birds flying around. I was like, oh, I feel like we're in a fishy area.
Might be a blue. No, it's a Dorado! It's a Dorado! Did you see it stay? Yes, yes, yes!
Quite good.
There's no lines in the water.
Oh, look at this big boy.
I'm so stoked. You got the dream fish. We got the dream fish. Oh, he's not done yet.
That's a nice one. All right, guys, a little excitement there just as we were fairly close to the the wave that we're gonna go try to find today. So little bit of excitement. Hopefully that's a good omen. Hopefully good sign of what's to come here just around the corner. We're not too far. We're a few miles offshore still, but just gonna come around the corner in a bit here and see what this wave looks like. So fingers crossed, it looks good, but stoked about the fish either way. Tacos, steaks, mahi steaks.
We've wanted this for so long and it finally happened. They're so weird looking.
Good fighters.
Like, this is an alien.
Nice fish. I've always wanted to catch a dolphin fish.
They look like aliens. I will say, my excitement, I made up with this, but my excitement is like a little bit dampened by how much the color drained when he died.
Yeah, but we knew that was going to happen. That's why I wanted to record it while it was coming up.
I knew in theory, but watching it happen, I was like, oh.
That's good though. It means we got all the blood out of it and the meat will be good. So we got a mahi now and a wahoo since we left Mexico.
And we got a bluefin tuna, an bluefin on the way down to Mexico.
Well, no, but I'm saying, since we left Mexico, we got a wahoo and a dolphin fish, mahi. So now my only goal here in French Poly would be to get a tuna, a yellowfin tuna. And we've got all three that I'm hoping for.
I'd like to shoot a grouper, because I've seen that on YouTube so many times.
Yeah, spearing's different. I'm just talking about trolling off the back of the big boat, but. First set of the wave.
Oh my. The wave is working. Holy shit, that's a hell of a wave.
Offshore, baby. Ooh, look at that. Oh, that looks really fun.
That's big. Okay, so I won't be surfing, but I sure as hell will be filming. Whoa, look at it! Man, you can get barreled! Oh my god, there's a lot going on right now, guys. We just got a huge Dorado in the cockpit, and now we're looking at a huge wave. Things are coming together.
Dream come true shit. This is it. I think this could be the same place as the Surface Journal magazine that I saw years and years ago of like a couple surfboards anchored out in the pass near a town with a wave. It looks similar from what we're drawing right now. I'm sure they all kind of look the same, but we're looking at a reef break left-hand setup. Nobody on it. Anchorage right beside it.
Lots of left.
This is literally my dream come true. This is like 10 plus years in the making. It's just originally inspired by the movie 187, which is a long time ago that I saw that movie.
This is breaking waves, baby!
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Kiana's getting like pushed around and I cannot stop looking at that wave.
Oh my god, this looks so good.
That's like a world-class wave. Wow, this is a bit turbulent in here for sure. Looks like we got like a good 60 feet underneath us though, if not more. Man, this current is no joke in here though. This is not for the faint of heart. I don't see any other boats except for these guys right here in the channel. And I get why, because this passage is a lot of current against us right now. A lot of bombies right at the entrance of it. Kiana's like giving it all she has right now, and we're barely moving. Our speed over ground is 2 knots.
I am stoked. Now we're through that sketchy ass pass that had us down to 1 knot speed over ground. I'm so stoked. I can't believe how fun that wave looks. 2 weeks of swell on the horizon, maybe even 3 by the time the forecast comes out. We don't have enough light left. By the time we anchor and get the dinghy down and everything, it's going to be sunset. But we're going to get the anchor down, get the dinghy down, grab a beer, and go watch probably the last couple of waves of the session.
I can't wait. It's the dream. How cool.
We did it! We did it! We
Wowzers.
achieved the dream.
High five.
High five!
Okay, next time.
Wolf.
I'll get you next time. Yeah, okay. We're definitely gonna have to float the chain.
That night, with our freezer packed full of fish and Kiana safely anchored, we head out to watch the last few waves come in before nightfall. This week was going to be amazing. Make sure you hit subscribe so that you don't miss out on next week's episode, where our dive, surf, and sailing skills are put to the test in this challenging but beautiful little slice of heaven. Consider supporting the channel over on Patreon, and as always, make sure you hit that bell. See you next week.